What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I'm here to talk to you about Two Lost Distribution. They are one of the most technologically advanced distributors in music. They distribute to more stores than any of the distributors around. They distribute, they give you 100% of your royalties. They only charge you $3 a month, and you have an instant option to get an advance from these guys. So if you're watching this and you want to be in the music business and you're trying to figure out how to get help, I'm here to tell you, go to twolost.com and use the word GODS as your coupon code, and you get the first 3 months free.
What's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
It's your cousin Juju.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee.
And this is the Guy Show.
And before we get started, let's shout out our sponsors. Shout out to Tote and Carry. Shout out to Yoko Vodka. And shout out to all the people that's been, that's about to sponsor the pod. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Shout out to the people who are subscribing, liking, sharing. That costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference with us in this show. So just keep doing that. So if you're listening right now while you're listening or you're watching, share it with somebody. Copy and paste it. Send it to the family group chat. Send it to grandma. Grandma gonna say, hold all these people cursing on here. But today we have a very special guest. This guy doesn't know this, but I saw a video he did, and I am a graduate of YouTube University, guys. I want y'all to know that. I'm a YouTube University graduate. Like, I love YouTube. I love learning. And I seen this guy doing an interview, and sometimes, Tamara, you take your pen and your pad out, you like, he's about to give us some points on how to make some money. And I'm like, oh shit. By the time I got the third, and that was 30 seconds in, then he's like, and then you could do this and this. And I was like, I've never seen anybody in my life talk about success and making money more than the gentleman on this show right now. So hopefully he'll give the dreamers listening some game for them to win. Let's give it up for him 500, guys.
Welcome. Thank you for coming by.
Most definitely. I appreciate y'all having me. What episode was that? What was that?
It was an episode you did with Earn Your Leisure. And they kept saying, you're dangerous. Remember that? And they kept saying, man, I was like, dog, everybody most people on the internet have a niche.
Yeah. Your
niche to me is the widest because your niche is recession proof, but it's like 100 ways to stay recession proof, which is like I'm smart at what I do. So when it takes one to recognize one. So when I seen you, I was like, oh, he's different than everybody. Like, bro, how the fuck do you know so much shit, man?
Bro, work and think. Like, I sit there, I think, bro, like, and figure out ways to win. I don't want to lose at nothing. Mm-hmm. So anything I touch, anything like that recession proof shit is to my heart because we got to be able to win. Like, so often we see people out here, we do shit, but it'd be like, yo, that was one-sided. You put all your eggs in one basket or two-fold. I got 4 folds on anything I do. It's going to always be like, yo, I got to hit 4 ways or I ain't doing it.
I'm telling you, bro. It was like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I'm like, oh, shit, I could do those things. And then if you go a little deep, you do this, and then this happens. And I'm like, It was like school. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's different.
Were you talking about like recession-proof stuff before that big recession happened? Were you ahead of the game?
1000%. So I've been recession-proof. I had the recession-proof business since 2017.
Okay.
I got recession-proof because at 18 I was in real estate. $12,000 check, $14,000 check. I said, oh, it's lit. I'm gonna retire by 30. Got my license at 18. Realized the market crash. I got wiped out. I'm fucked up. I had to reposition, figure out how to make money, and I'm like, ain't no way in hell one industry take a hit and it could ruin my whole life. That's what made me the recession-proof mindset came from there of like, I got to be recession-proof. And so everything I did, it was always like 2 or 3 different ways I was getting paid off of something. And so as I built my community, it just always was on that. Like, nah, you got to be recession-proof.
Now we got to dig into that. So the recession hits, you're successful, you're making these checks, they're coming in steady, the housing market crashes.
I was 18.
And you're 18. Like
18,
you
19,
just go from thinking, okay, I got my life figured out, I'm going to retire, and then 18. So everything's happening in 1 year, 365 days.
About 2 years. From 18 to about 2008 when it really just got the
So
hit.
when you start getting the whispers, like the housing market's going to crash, what's your mindset and what are you thinking, okay, where am I going to go next?
It wasn't even, I didn't even get whispers. I was too young to understand it. I was ignorant. It just was like, people started coming back in and we had to do loan modifications. And I'm like, I just sold you a house.
Right.
So they like, you shouldn't buy no house from a fucking dumbass kid.
Damn.
I'm getting grilled. Like, listen to fucking kids don't know shit. At first it was praised. speaking at high schools, going to churches, talking about real estate. You can get your license. Game change.
Yeah.
So it moved forward though, and to the point where now we at a point where, taking those lessons and being able to educate hundreds of thousands of people.
What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee. And if you were wondering who this beautiful woman sitting next to me is my sister Tiffany Daniels Sai. Let's give it up for my sister. Everybody can clap. This is good. And my sister she's the most talented person in the family, and we started a family business, a signature scent company. So if you smoke a lot of weed in your car and you want to get the scent out, you have to check out these scents. I know guys that use it for the weed. I know people that use it for cologne, and everywhere they go to get compliments. We make candles. We make
room sprays. We got them in kits. So if you want to buy something for your loved one or anybody that you care about, hit us up, LorraineCo.com.
And we're going to put the website at the bottom of it. But support this black business, support this black woman, and order, I promise you guys. As a matter of fact, use the word gods, and we'll give you 15% off. I just made that up, so if my sister's face looks crazy, don't get mad at her. I'll eat that. But guys, when I tell you this shit is incredible, you really should check this out.
The best scents ever.
LorraineCo.com. And we'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.
Thanks.
In our community though, is the biggest blessing to be where we at now, because we got to grow in business.
How did you repurpose your brand in that instance? Because if you take a hit and people were like, if people coming back, it's like, man, it's fucking child. Right. But then you're like, you had to explain to them like, it wasn't me, it's the bank, how they were processing loans, how brokers are processing.
It was Chase.
They told me, listen, reposition the brand. At that time, I ain't have a brand. I was 19. I moved to Atlanta. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's real.
But came to Atlanta 2009.
But I'll tell you something. I'm a real fan of you, and the reason why is because you have so many details about so many things. Where you get it from? Like what happened in your life? So our show is for people that have dreams, right? We have dreamers out there. Like we all are dreamers here, but you actually have the action. The way I have on the music side, you have the action on the money side like no one I've ever seen. So when I say you're like no one I've ever seen, that means you had to build that yourself, or you had to learn that, and you had your own Mr. Miyagi. Somebody was teaching you. Where did you learn it from? Like, how did you, let me tell you, because I want y'all to understand. He talks about money like someone that read terms and conditions on everything in the world. Like he figured out.
Didn't skip a letter.
It's like he read every terms. It's like they have a code where you do. It's like it's ill. How did you get there?
Paying attention. Like I wish it was some. I don't know, bro. I was blessed with the ability to think. Listen. My strongest point. My wife always say, "Look, everybody got a brain, but everybody can't think." So, and everybody thinks differently.
Yes.
And so the way that I'm positioned and wired, I just think like that. It's quick. It's just like, my wife always tell me like, look, man, your biggest ability is your ability to think. Like the way that you can think and process things. Like I had a conversation and we was talking about music, and motherfucker was like, yo, what could people do differently? Yeah. Like he looking at artists and things like that. And I'm like, yo, I be in the club. And I literally was in the club. This is probably about a year ago. Shit pissed me off because I seen niggas come in. I ain't gonna say the artist, but whole group with them, everybody with them. But all these niggas had the same ego. Like how the fuck you got the ego like the artist? Nigga, you probably worth a soft 10,000.
That's real.
And you niggas walk like you them. Even the homeboys that get money, you probably got a soft 100. But you acting like you the nigga. Yeah. And I watched them all walk in, and it was like they was God's gift to the room. Yeah. And I said, that's why these niggas go broke. Yes. I said, ain't no way. I said, I go in the room, if somebody with me, you got 2 or 3 jobs. My security, my personal trainer, and he's my motherfucking barber. When we on the road, he got 2 or 3 jobs. Guess what? We got iCloud accounts on iPhones. When we go out, if you get a contact or a plug, put it in the phone. I looked at the artist and I said, before these niggas would touch a bottle, one of these mans should have been at the DJ booth. This other man should have been with the promoters and getting a contact. Why? Because I'm with them. It would mean nothing more for an A-list artist guy to come up and get my contact, how proud I'm gonna be. Yeah. And I'm tapped in with so-and-so. I'm tapped in with so-and-so. Yeah. Boom. I said, nigga, y'all don't got to get your personal cell phone out. I need to control it. All y'all get an iPhone. We're going to have one iCloud account. Every city we go to, we got the club, we got the promoters, we got the DJ, and we got the security. Y'all niggas go get their contact. Somebody else, we need to have a JV. If you my man and we going out, well, I'm paying my road manager to go get money. He's a manager, nigga. You my mans.
Yeah.
Go get the money, but set a LLC up. Let's us set up a JV where we got a business together. If I'm getting 50,000 to show up, I'm giving you 5.
Yeah.
Make them pay you 5.
Yeah.
Our business just generated 55,000.
Yeah.
I take my 45, you take your 10, put it in your account. But guess what? Now we got a taxable income. Now you could buy a house. Now you could buy your mama house. When I go buy my mama house, my mans want to buy his mama house. But this is how we start to, now guess what? Your net worth is growing. Your value is growing to the contribution you make to this team. So we not making moves based off of just me.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? When my buzz die, you set up a whole touring company. You also got the other people in the club. Yo, my man with me, he in town, he can come. You got a back end bag for him, 10, 15,000. We gonna get paid off of that. So you done built a relationship. You got a relationship with the entourage niggas is friends with everybody in other entourages.
Yep.
Nigga, you friends with everybody in other entourages except the people who bring us the money. But now guess what? You control the touring. Y'all got jobs on DJs and things like that. Anytime we go into a city or we want to go have fun, all we do is look in our phone and go, Philly. Now we got 15 people from Philly who got a bag for us. It's all in iCloud. It's not your personal phone. It's the work phone.
Yeah.
One iCloud account, you Philly, DJ, promoter, boom, boom. And you literally run a bag up like that. But you run it like an operation instead of coming in like, oh, we got 100,000 to be here. Cool, you got 100,000 to be here. But he got 100,000. When you could have realistically generated 200,000-300,000 over the lifespan from this one event.
Yes.
You took a one transaction deal and you want to act like we divas. Get the fuck out of here. And I said, man.
You get an idea how you see how he goes down a long rabbit hole. I was trying to tell you, like, it's crazy.
Question pertaining to that.
I
Man.
might be able to make some money.
If you can see it from that aspect, then why haven't you stepped in as far as on a consultant side for these independent labels that are like the QCs early on or the South Coast music groups where you're like, okay, I understand the business model and the business structure, but I can actually help create processes to make this efficient.
100%. That's why I'm here today. Because I want them to be comfortable enough to come and ask. Because we brothers, and it's like it's inferior for some people. They got I'm up, and I don't want to ask for help.
Absolutely.
And it's not that I pay the respect and homage that I went into the studio and seen what these dudes do, and the genius that it takes to do what you do. You don't have time to study what I study and know, and so it's not that. Because I'm smarter at this than you, I couldn't go in and do what you guys do. You've mastered something.
Yeah.
But we got to be willing to ask for help.
Agreed.
To say, hey, this ain't I'm weak. Nigga, I ain't weak. Like, motherfucker made a comment. Somebody made a comment about an artist, right? And they was like, I wonder if they just paid to get in or if they kids are smart. And I said, do you understand what it takes for an artist of that caliber to create music for this amount of time? To harmonize and be able to communicate, to understand beats and be on point sonically, right for other women artists at that too. I said, yo, check this out. Your nigga probably went to fucking Howard. I don't care, niggas went to Harvard. All these degrees, MBAs, masters, and they couldn't communicate to their wife about their emotional feeling and things like that to save their fucking life. You think that you smarter than a nigga who communicates for a living? You could never.
That's a fact.
Not those that really operate. It's strengths and weaknesses. But
That's a fact.
You niggas, you may know this, but it's a certain part of my brain that I can use that you could never.
So I want to ask you something. So based on your position, why do you care about music? Because if I knew what you do, if I knew what you knew, I wouldn't be fucking with you broke peasants. I would be, because let me tell you why I say that. Because I'm being funny, but the reality, and Juju knows this, is that the music business, my biggest frustration is that it is the most low vibrational business in the world, right? Like, remember when they did Oscar So White? the reason why they was able to do that is because the film business, you still have to have some form of education, some form of training, some form of talent, and they have their rules. In the music business, you've tapped on something that I don't even think a lot of people think about. Most managers are only managers because they were in a proximity. Like, it wasn't like the right people found each other. It was like Will Smith famously says, his manager, by the way, who became worth $500 million, he was the only guy that had a car that could drive Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff to their shows.
Yep.
So that's why he became their manager. Now, don't get me wrong. He honored the process. JL honored the process. He became one of the most powerful black men in Hollywood. But at the end of the day, he was the neighbor. So a lot of these guys that I feel like you, by the way, that's why I talk on this show. Because you'll see a nigga that manages a superstar and you'll be thinking he got to know something. Nah, brother, he was just such and such cousin.
Yep.
He was just in the right time at the right place, and he knew someone that knew someone, and that's how he got it. And so how can you be arrogant? The reason why I'm arrogant, I'm being honest with you. I built mine. When I started managing the guys I managed, they was working at Party City. They weren't even working. They was begging. They was literally living like in studios. So I took them there. So that's why if you ever hear me say, I always say we wrote, we did, because that's our team. But a lot of these guys are just like, I know a guy right now, I ain't gonna say his name, but he is so up, and he's only up because his producer found an artist that he was developing on his own, and he managed the producer, and the artist wound up blowing up, and he took the artist from the producer. And he's up. So for me, it's like, as big as your artist is right now, I don't respect you. Because you didn't build that. You took that. You ain't no different than Christopher Columbus, my nigga. Like, you didn't discover nothing. Somebody was building it and you just took it and you put your name on it. That's cool. The world respects you. But like Pac said, you and I know what's going on. And that, so for me, when you speak about the game, I'm like, damn. Even that, I'm like, how did you pick that up so fast? Like, what's your sign? Gemini. Don Vito was hoping. I was gonna say, you sound like a Virgo. I'm like, but my point is like, I'm self-taught. So you can tell when someone is telling you what they was told and someone figured it out. Because that conversation comes off so confident. So when you talk like someone that was like, man, fuck this, man. I'm about to go learn this shit. My motherfucker. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what it is going forward. That's why I was asking, like, what put that in you? Like, because that is different. For me, it was fear. I ain't gonna lie. Like, my biggest fear is going back to where I came from and people saying, nigga, I knew you want shit. That's my biggest fear. That's what makes me wake up every morning and like, nigga, act like I'm drowning. Like, nigga, I'm not going back. So what motivates you?
You asked a question earlier that I want to answer too, though, because you said music is the lowest vibration. Why do you give a fuck? Right? Man, we got shirts that say rapper, athlete, both of them crossed out.
Entrepreneur. Love
Entrepreneur.
those shirts.
I did too. Now I hate them motherfuckers. I can cuss too. I'm on the guy's show. I can talk my shit. Yeah. So I said, now it's not that I hate them, but I said, why would I care about the music industry? I was on tour last year and I said, they can figure out. I got 99 problems, but what is it?
Bitch
ain't one.
Started from the bottom. Now we
here.
Yeah.
Okay. FICO stands for fair. And I said, this is where it gets real, because now when I start saying Fair Isaac, boom, 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 our community, they didn't know. I said, we don't got an issue learning. We just chose to learn the wrong shit.
Yes.
And everybody said yes. And then I said, nigga, you the problem. Because if you are educating people in everything that you know and you just now identify, it took me a year to figure this shit out. I reposted the video, and when I reposted it, it went crazy again. And I look and be like, what's the impact of this?
Yeah.
And I said, hey, dumbass. They know all those words because they listen to music. And they're trained to listen to music. And this is how we consume information. So why your stupid ass don't put it in the music? Instead, you're fighting a battle instead of you trying to give somebody medicine that they don't want to take versus putting it in the candy that they already like.
Edutainment.
So I already understood that when I did the conferences. I just never conveyed it into an aspect of like learning.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'm not going to change the way that they learn. Change the way that you teach.
Yes.
I can't control them. I only can control me. This is the part, like with the wealth therapy side, is like, it really make me hone in on myself. So when I do it, I'm just like, I control me. So I look at me. So that's what made me go. okay, wait a minute. We got something with music because it's an injection into our community. It's just how we choose to do it. So now it goes, that message was dope, what I said, and it was 100% right. But my approach to it was wrong because this is the only thing I can control. So I said, I gotta learn music.
It's gonna be like a rapping textbook. Like, what kind of music?
Info rap. Yep.
Info rap. Okay, I'm over here like, so you gonna have a song about credit and building and getting it right.
Just information. You know what I mean? And it don't gotta be because, like, look, I'm a nigga. So I come out of my environment. I talk my shit. Like, it ain't about. It's bigger than money.
Yeah.
Tell niggas like, listen, dog, I did $35 million plus in the last 3 years. At this point, the music couldn't make me money. But I said I still ain't losing. Dog, I did a song with Ross and Mozzie. I did my mastermind in Rick Ross' house. It was $25,000 to attend.
That was yours?
I did a No. He got the Boss Up conference.
Right.
I got another one. I did mine.
Got you.
Say, yo, mastermind at the Promised Land, special guest Rick Ross, $25,000. Made about $300,000 off that event. Shot my music video there.
Wow.
At the same time, so they got to witness me shoot the video. At the same time, we went down into the portion of the house, had the chef. We learned and we educated all day and did business. But that was the kickoff of my mastermind. I did $300,000. That paid for my verse. That paid for my music video, everything. I'm already up in the music industry. Most niggas go 10 years to make $300,000. You get a deal and got to lose it to taxes.
That's real.
I'm already up. I'm not going to lose.
That's real. Told you you're ill.
And I just said it's all on the positioning.
So if you're really trying to shake shit up, I think another way is like audits. Like, labels get scared of audits, right? So if you understand the financial aspect of, we talked about this earlier, a lot of people don't even understand the different verticals of generating revenue in the music business. So if you understand it from this side and you can speak the language, like you're I call it you're bilingual. You can speak nigga and you can speak corporate. Yeah. That's bilingual.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you can do that, you got an artist that that has went and did a $1 million deal in 2015, and they haven't seen a royalty since 2015. But you know that there's other verticals that make generating revenue. I think where the strong suit is, if you're really trying to shake shit up, it's like now you teach this nigga now, like, hey, this is how we about to run a real audit on your label and run express. This is where you're missing money from. They have ancillaries on this. They have perpetuity in this, and like really break down and say, oh my nigga, they owe you, instead of nah, you could have been got out of this contract. Because I feel like what people are missing, they don't understand. They don't know where the money's coming from. So all they're expecting is like, oh, I know I got an option, and with that option, it's like, okay, more money comes with that option. But they don't understand what's tucked inside of that option of saying.
And to jump into what you're saying, the reason why it's funny because I had not even a dream. I saw you rap. You remember you dropped the acapella freestyle or something like that, right? So I heard that, and I remember thinking like, hold on, how could that work? So I swear to God, I'm home, and I'm like, how the fuck could what he did work? Because I do feel like we are superheroes. Like, I do feel like, and I feel like if you are a superhero that's trying to educate someone in the world that I like if you're Superman and you're coming to Gotham City, I'm like, let me help him. Right, you didn't even know that. I didn't even know you was doing the interview, by the way. I just was thinking like, damn, let me see how I can help. And I remember I was like, yo, bro. And then randomly I'm listening to a podcast and somebody says paid in full. And then when I think about paid in full, first thing went through my head was doom, doom, to doom, 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 to doom. Swear. Then you drop a freestyle to that beat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I commented, I was like, bro. And what I think you should do is, I think you should take classic hip hop beats, right? Whether they braggadocious or whether they whatever, in the place that you sit, I think the worst thing that you could do is try to give them something, give them soup in a different kind of plate. I think that's the worst thing. So I think you almost got to give it to them on a classic beat. So it's like I'll never forget. By the way, it works because Master P did it when he did "Remember made crack like this." Same beat, by the way. He could have said make money like this. He chose to say make crack, and they went on to teach you how to make crack. Like, get you a baking soda, put you a cup of baking soda. Like, I remember thinking like, that was like the first time I was like, I don't think I could, like, because this is where I'm like,
one crack commandments, but like a remix credit.
But that's what I'm saying though, like the 10 finance amendments, the 10, like making records like that, and then putting your own shit in there, and then giving people an opportunity to jump at it. So now it's like I'm singing about it. It's like it's a cheat code. Like it's like when we did Sierra Level Up. Like it was like, how do you make Sierra so who black girls don't really, they don't love like they love Beyonce for whatever reason. How do you make black girls come back to her table, especially after she just left Future? Right? So it's like, man, she left the coolest thing around her. How do you make it? You take the ghettoest, fuck it up, throw that ass in the circle. Like you ain't seeing no white people dancing that song. That's like ghetto black girls in America. Take that, put her messaging on, level up. And then now they feel familiar. They dancing to it like they would to fuck it up, but the messaging was level up. So it's cheat codes in how to make records. So I was like, man, take 10 songs, 10 crack commandments, and put your shit in there. Same flow, same whatever. The crazy part is that because you are a financial guy, they're just gonna think you're giving them their candy and their vegetables and candy wrap. But if the shit is good, niggas will start singing it. And then all of a sudden you started a revolution. And to me, I wanna be a part of a revolution like that. I wanna be a part of like, the only thing, I hate the music business, by the way. I hate it because it's not about how smart you are. Like, you're gonna, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm like, bro, he don't even know. Dog, this is the worst business in the world because
he don't even know he the reason I'm in it.
For real? That's crazy.
You said something too, because you said you had the debate about King of Atlanta.
Yep.
Future. Not Future.
T.I. Jeezy.
T.I. Jeezy and Gucci. And everybody said T.I. because he created trap music. I said, I'm creating info rap.
Hard.
I'll create my own lane.
Nigga, that's hard. That's hard.
So I said,
that's hard.
Create info rap. Bet. Got it. I said, create a lane that now when people copy and duplicate what I do, I give them a lane to follow. Once I build out the distribution, where it goes, different places that we can put it and make money off of it, that's one thing. And I said, okay, but exactly what you just said, like that, I'm listening to you and you said something like, she said 10 crack commandments. Like, we wrote that out before. We have a lesson on that. On like the 10 credit commandments, the 10 different commandments that we have. But it's going, we still got to pierce the industry of music.
Have to.
So you see, I got a song with Lil Russell that he put out. I said, I need my name in the music industry. A lot of us don't pay attention to SEO.
Yep.
So we don't pay attention to like, yo, how do we SEO? Okay, name the song Him 500. You could big up me at the end, but name the song Him 500. I'll work on doing my thing, and as the song goes, people who listen to you in the music industry now just get familiar with Him 500. Before I drop this song with Ross, that ain't even out.
Yeah.
I done had a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm just building and stacking my archive, and I'm going, but my name is now SEO in music. So it's not just this, it's boom. So we here. So I'm just looking at all the different verticals that I get to play at, and then how I'm gonna, then I create my monetization back end off like, yo, how I'm gonna get my money out of this shit.
Yeah.
And so, but I have to analyze all verticals. I gotta know it. Yeah. So like I gotta understand, like going into it, the kind of flow, the kind of instruments, the music I wanna make. Then I gotta understand like how do I rank my name and get it in here, things like that. So I'm just learning, like I'm learning, like somebody put me on, it was like, yo, put it on JPay too. Like you put shit on JPay and you realistically can drop an album, then you can strip it and make it a speech and drop your speeches because the shit you saying can go a cappella and you can almost put it on the speech side and put it into the prison systems and things.
Absolutely.
And so I'm like, okay, so I'm starting to learn how to monetize it. So that's my big thing now, like learning all the verticals. So when we had this conversation, what you just said was like, how Sierra did it was a great example. And now it's going to be, that stuck with me. I can't unforget it. So now I'm thinking like.
So what happens now? What happens now? Because I heard you say Lil Russell. I ain't got nothing against Lil Russell.
Okay.
But doesn't make good music.
You said he don't?
He was gonna say
so
I gotta disagree.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Okay, so he's saying he doesn't make good music. That he's a good rapper though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good rapper, bad music.
Okay.
Two different like it's opinion. It's what.
Yeah.
But what happens now if you go and you take somebody like a money man who's talked about credit and talked about scamming, and you go with a money man, you say, okay, we're gonna change the mindset.
Don't make good music.
Huh? But I'm saying, but
I just had to flip it on you
because music is subjective. That's why I was like, it's kind of like, yeah.
So, but I'm saying, like, from a standpoint where people, like, it's so funny because I hear people in the hood all the time talking about, oh, Money Man taught me how to fix my credit. And I'm like, listen, Money Man to fix your credit?
Right. That's
But then they're like, oh, hey, Money Man taught me about cryptocurrency. Where it's like you're going and you're infiltrating these artists on that side where you can actually teach them something for that message.
So you're trying to convince him to do it with Money Man because he's doper than you than
no,
the rest.
no.
I was trying to make sure I understood.
I'm just saying, like I'm not.
Is Money Man a United? No, he's not. He's not. He's an Empire.
No,
he want to see if there's an underlying.
Like literally, if you because you talking about where it starts with, right? If you in the hood, if you down at Cleveland Avenue, right? If somebody on Cleveland Avenue, are they gonna listen to Russ or they gonna listen to Money Man?
Good.
Depends on where you are, but forget he's from Stockton.
I'm from Northern California. So,
and that's where Lil Russell's from.
And the music is where it come from. Where you from?
Come on.
I'm from North Carolina.
Come on.
Okay. So your style, you got to understand the culture that he speak to is different, and the energy that he bring is different. It's us. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's different. It's like Mac Dre. Niggas, I put Mac Dre on my top 5 greatest rappers of all time list. And niggas be mad, but it's like this us.
That's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying? And so it'd be like, say what you want, but you know, shit. For her, he got lyrics that forever will be embedded in my life.
Got you.
So coming out of our area and how we raise is different, but outside of that, like you're looking, Money Man has a dope brand, that's definitely a person. No, he's the example of somebody who's been able to do it because he's smart. He get money, he do his thing. So, and he teaches and really does give insight, but he gives some shit that can lay niggas down the wrong path, right? Mm-hmm. So we look at it and that's cool, but I'm a hustler, I'm a businessman. With Lil Russell, this nigga's a businessman. This nigga's not a rapper, just a businessman who make music.
Absolutely.
And you look at the developments that he does in a brain that he has to have to produce what he produces, we'll be able to impact a lot more lives. This shit ain't about the money for me. The shit that he's creating impacts more lives by creating technology companies and things like that. These is routes to get to 100 million and not have to be on living a certain lifestyle. I don't want to ride with niggas and get in a Sprinter and everybody smell like weed. Like, nigga, I smell immaculate and I want to always keep my shit like
real.
that.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying? So the way I carry myself in certain environments is that it's certain environments that I don't want to be totally immersed in. Fuck with rap, everything, but smoking, I know we be around it, but that's not my
but that's why I asked the question.
Because the lifestyle that come with certain people and certain artists.
But my thing is like expressing the message, right? Jesus had to get down with Jesus had to hang out with the prostitutes. He had to hang out with the dope boy. He had to hang. So my thing is like now, if you want to spread the message, you have to kind of climb into those
100%.
So that's why I say like
Money Man is listen. I think I probably DM'd him already. 100%. That's
yeah, but you both are right. But I understand where he's from, and I also think I disagree with you about Lil Russell. I think Lil Russell's brand is built on business. Now, for him to go to another level, he has to format. He has to make songs, right? Yeah. Like right now, he's rapping. By the way, Lil Russell's my bro, so. Is as y'all talking, I'm like, I need to text him and tell him let's do an album together. Because it's like I know the problem, but if you got it's just format. Music is format first, and when you're a rapper, you think lyrics and what I got to say first, and if you want to be a successful rapper, you got to think format. So when 50 has a song and the first thing he says is "Go Shawty, it's your birthday," like that's format. That's him formatting an intro. Then he goes into the club to the hook. Then verse, hook. So by the time we a minute and 15 seconds in, we've heard the hook twice. Now I know that might feel like nothing, but a minute in, now you know the hook. And it's easy to sing and it's slow. So to me, when I'm making music, like I understand this, like I understand the secrets of making music the way you understand the secrets of making money. I wish I knew the secrets of making money better because I know how to make music dope because that's easy because it's really just programming. It's just like, what's our hook? What we trying to say? What's our messaging? All right, let's put this here in a melodic way. All right, Russell, rap here. Well, I got 16 bars. Give me 12. Give me 12 and give me 12 ABC bars. And then, well, I'm an MC. Okay, well then Jay-Z first biggest record that broke him out was from standing on the corners blocking to dropping some of the hottest verse New York has ever heard. Like he understood, well, he probably didn't understand, but once he slowed it down, he became iconic. And Russell is great at that, but I would love to make music with him. I would make music with you because I see what you're saying, but I have the anecdote. Because we gotta feed. We gotta feed the people something that's feeding them.
Absolutely.
Like, nigga, I always say this on the show, Jay-Z Freeway. Nigga, we still hustle till the sun comes up. Crack a 40 when the sun goes down. It's a cold, like, it's like, nigga, we hustling. Niggas ain't hustling no more. They rapping about how they spending.
Yeah.
Nigga, show me how you got it. So now I can make it. Don't tell me, like, when Jay-Z was like, remember the line where he says, he was like, your single, you sold your single, I sold my single for $4.99, you sold your single for 99 cents. Like, shit that I never thought about. Like, when he said, when Nas, he said, I probably make more money off the Mace. He said, I probably make more money off your album than you. Like, that was like, hold the fuck up. What the, like, I'm like, how? And then he started running through it. So for me, it's like, we need that in the ecosystem. I have a 14-year-old son. I want my son to play that and be like, Dad, I heard from a record. This is how to make money in the music. That's dope to me.
Facts.
We don't have that no more. Now everybody's like, I'm rich. I'm rich and my bitch is rich. And we all rich. And we all got brands. And we all making money. And it's like, if you a hero, bro, you don't make $1 million and go back to your hood and show it off. You make $1 million and go back to your hood and teach them how to make it. That's the difference between a hero and a fucking villain.
Absolutely.
Because a villain gonna come in and show y'all I made $1 million and say bow down to me now and do what I say. And a hero gonna be like, let me show y'all how to get it.
The niggas that was the biggest dope boys in my hood that was getting money is in recession proof.
Yep.
Because and they like, yo, this shit you put us on. They traveling, always been fly, get money, but now they got credit and doing credit repair and using Amexes and traveling and taking their family on trips and just. It's different when they like, nigga, we believe because you did it. Hey, nigga, we gave you $5,000 to come be in this shit. We didn't call and ask for a favor. We sent you the $5,000. They showing up at events. I'm like, bro, we in here. I look around. I'm like, these is the niggas that had candy painted cars with the Louis Vuitton tops, 3-4 candy painted old schools, and you that nigga. Like, y'all was the heroes in my neighborhood. But for me to be able to go out and they look and respect that was like, yo, it's different. The impact, like you said, you got to be able to go back with a formula. It's not, yo, I never looked at it like I made money and this makes me better or makes me great. I made money helping other people make money. Like, I'm only great because y'all great. Yes. So as we get money together, is dope. But like you just said, see how he, like, the S, like, sitting between y'all is crazy because I got exactly what you said. And then he just explained it to me and said, he just told me, hey, the beginning, I know when I create content, hooks, things I say. Oh man, God gave his battles to his strongest soldiers. God gave his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Shut the fuck up. And then it goes, what?
I agree.
And now people go, wait a minute, he said God and he said a cuss word. So I'm like, somebody finna feel it. I don't care, but we're gonna have a conversation about it. And then I led into, look, man, you thinking that God gave you the strongest battle when your ass went out and got drunk and was late to work and got fired. Nigga, God didn't give you that battle. Your lack of accountability did.
Absolutely.
Motherfucker said, oh, I'm fighting demons. You not fighting demons, nigga. You got a perk addiction. You on coke, and they told you not to smoke weed. It was a gateway drug. Oh, but you know, if he see me to it, he gonna get me through it. He didn't see you to them perks, nigga.
He did not bring you there. That's not
He
what
didn't
God
take
was
you there.
guiding you.
You got there because you started smoking weed when they told you not to. They told you not to smoke weed. It's a gateway drug. I thought the people that, because I said the God shit, would be a little more like, but they was like, we agree. Them fucking potheads was pissed. Weed is not a gateway drug. Here you niggas go. Y'all the easiest to crush. I ain't arguing with y'all. I thought it was gonna be. I was like, I don't want to have to argue God, but I'm like, they was like, nah, it's 100% fact. We got to take accountability. And I said, weed is a gateway drug. That's why you on coke now. They was like, we ain't no. Most people who do coke don't even like weed no more.
Right. They
moved on.
They don't do shit.
I have a real question. So, and I don't want you to get offended by it, but I want to know, like, what would you gain from doing music? Like, you're already rich. You already have the rock star kind of rapper lifestyle. What do you really want to gain from going into the music industry?
More reach. More reach. It puts me into more households. It puts me into more of my community of us. So at this point, it's not, like I said, the money will come, but it's the reach and the impact. And what I understand now is that, like, if you look and pay attention last year, like, I really don't sell and do things anymore. It's more so like, yo, how can I build business models out and extend up the ladder? I'm on the road trying to get 100 million. I don't get 100 million by one-off sales. So what I start to look at is my reach and my impact has to grow. So in order for me to go into certain deals and say, look, like, fuck it, I won because I told my people how to benefit from the bank. I didn't tell, I'm not working with y'all. See, y'all banking products and y'all come and give us what works for you in your favor. We go and make shit work in our favor. These are the institutions we need to use. These are the ones who pull from this credit bureau. This is how they lending criteria work. This is what they focus on. So we know who to go to and why. So when I look at a bank and I say, yo, when I told people go to Charles Schwab because American Express got a platinum with Charles Schwab, and it's the only way you're going to get two American Express business accounts. Get one here, get one with Charles Schwab. Use your points and redeem them for a higher interest on Charles Schwab because it's an investment account. So you get more money taking the points and putting it on Charles Schwab. I told people that. So we start using that to our benefit, even if you wasn't trading. What the fuck? If I'm not investing in doing stocks, I don't care about Charles Schwab. I'm telling you why, and because this is how it benefits us. So now you got banks like Greenwood that are like, okay, we got to invest in platform. Okay, if Greenwood has an investing platform, and I look at it and I go, cool. If y'all got to invest in platform, you're going to have to sweeten the deal for people to come. So I tell people now, go bank with Greenwood because they're trying to develop. And in order for them to develop and grow, they're going to have to sweeten the pot for you. So they're going to have to insert some kind of credit that's going to come to where they're going to give us lines of credit and more access to capital so we can actually grow our businesses and grow our checking and savings account on our earned income. But they also are going to have to come out with something for investing. They coming out with something for investing. I've seen them. I got to do a video on it. They launching an investing platform. And I said, I told y'all, these fintech banks have to fight for market share, like Navy Federal. Everybody's
what's a
familiar.
fintech bank for somebody that's listening?
A fintech bank is like your tech banks. They're not your standard
Like Ally.
online
Banks, okay.
So it's your finance technology companies. So with those, it's like you start to realize they don't have brick and mortar locations.
Right.
So they got to fight different. Navy Federal fought by giving everybody money.
Yep.
Everybody know, oh, you'll get a bag from Navy Federal. Cool. But now people got to compete with them. So let's go get a bag from all the competitors that's trying to take over. Now, if you got, let's just talk to music. You got label, you got artists. You got to, shit costs. So, but for me, I understand it. But then I got to build, in order for me to impact my community, like I can reach people through music. That's one way. But it got to be more than that. So I said, okay, what are the formulas that's needed for people that go into music? Because everybody in my community leans on music. But do they understand go high level to where they understand to create text campaigns, to understand how to create ringless voicemails, to be able to send phone calls, to understand how to create nurture campaigns instead of always having to go do every fucking radio show and podcast when, nigga, if I got 3-4 million people on my list, fuck your listeners. I'm going directly to the people who fuck with me. I'm sending them, okay, Future, you got a song coming out. Send a message. Hey, it's Pluto. This, that, I got a single. I seen that you fucked with this. You gonna love this shit. Here go a sample, and you play it on the fucking phone. Yeah, it's unreleased. Nobody heard this shit yet but you, because you fuck with me. Bam, and hang the phone up. Now guess what they do? Text message comes in while we talking. Here goes the link. If I got 3 million people and I convert at fucking 10% at 3 million people and sell you something for $1, I'm selling it right to your phone. Talking independence, like there's things that you can do, or just understanding how to campaign, how to send the emails, the text, and get their attention, wrap them in and say, go listen to my shit now. Now it's like, oh, these niggas cheating. These niggas is, because the labels is doing it. They're already doing it, understanding how to distribute your content. And it's the machine behind this. Nigga ain't a machine, it's a fucking computer that your dumb ass could fucking learn if you just, somebody on your team go listen and go learn. We teach you for free. But we ain't listen to a nigga who is over there talking that business shit, but we'll listen to a nigga who rap and getting money like us. Because if you getting money like us and you getting more than me, then I need to know. So I got to get in your lane to be like, I bet you ain't do this. Or a nigga get a text and be like, bro, how you send this to me like this? It's just the way we think. So that's my biggest thing is like, how do I get into this industry? Because it's where all of our people hang at. And it's the one inspiration that outside of sports where they go to.
So I want to ask you, I got two questions for you. And I'm going to challenge your mind.
Okay.
All right. The first thing is, I'm a rapper. I got signed and my advance is $200K. What should I do? And then the second question is, so you can contemplate, you can answer either one you want. And the second question is, if I'm in fucking Little Rock, Arkansas, I have no access to nothing, and I just need capital to try to do this, what would you tell that person to do? You answer either one first, how you want to.
The one with no capital to do nothing, I'm going to tell him, don't get access to capital if you ain't already got none. If you ain't getting money, you can't go get somebody else's money and think you're going to make that shit work. Nigga, it ain't going to work.
So what about the people that's out here saying, let me show you how to take a no-name artist and get you $300,000 in 30 days?
Cool, that no-name artist in 60 days would be $300,000 in debt. So congratulations, you fucked him. It's what you did. You put him on a fucking suicide mission.
Mm-hmm. I agree, by the way. I don't think you should, I would say, I don't think you should ask for money until you learn how to make money. If you can't make $10, you ain't gonna make 100,000.
Yep.
You got to learn how to make something with nothing.
Something got to be in place where you got to understand capital, because you said like he got no money and he want to get capital so he can make it work. If you haven't been able to make it work with nothing, you can go drive for Uber and generate what you want. It's people who make $60,000, $70,000 a year on Uber who are dedicated to it. It's the top 20% make $70,000 plus a year on Uber. Mm-hmm. Average household in America make $35,000. That's double. And itself is something that you can control. So I would tell that artist is this: figure out how to invest in yourself, but then figure out how to get to where you can control your own numbers. Mm-hmm. I don't care when I drop. It's not about I need to get millions of streams. Can I drop just like somebody with me and figure out a system or a strategy to get more listeners and more views? Can I figure out how to generate leads who are people are interested in my music? If I can learn how to generate leads and put them into a system where I can say, okay, if I send them this, I know I'm gonna get 2,000 listens. I'm gonna go get 2,000 downloads as soon as I send this off, because these are people who are interested. I can get on social media like Soulja Boy when he was mislabeling people's songs. Can I get now is like I can go on TikTok, or I'm in Arkansas and the closest city to me, I don't know if it's New Orleans, but there's a food page there.
Memphis would be closest.
Memphis.
Yep.
Memphis is it's 1,000 Memphis music pages.
Yep.
It's Memphis food pages. I don't want to go on the Memphis food pages. I mean music pages. I want to go on the Memphis food pages. I want to cross-pollinate something that has nothing to do with what I do and introduce them and disrupt their flow. When I disrupt this food page, you came to look at lamb chops, and motherfucker, you get my monkey ass on here rapping. You see what I'm saying? And so now I put my food and I'm sitting here rapping, two things gonna happen. Either you gonna like my music or you gonna hate it.
Yep.
But also what's gonna happen is you're gonna say, people gonna get in the comments and say, we ain't here for that. Show me the lamb chops.
Yep.
Where the fuck the mimosas and shit at? Like, so guess what? Now we start having that dialogue. Somebody's gonna say, relax, like he promoting.
Yeah.
Or shit, I actually like this music.
Yeah.
It now disrupts this page, and now hopefully the algorithm picks it up. If you got a track on your page like a Facebook pixel, you could track traffic that's coming through your page from everybody who listened to it. So now you got these people coming through where you can target them with advertising.
What's a Facebook pixel? I never heard of that.
So a pixel is like a track. Let's just say it's a tracking device that Facebook gives you to put onto your Instagram. So anybody who comes through, it's a link and it'll track.
You get it through the business suite, Facebook business suite, Meta
Gotcha.
business suite.
Meta
Okay,
business
so you gotta have a business account.
A Meta business account.
Okay, got you. Okay.
So when you come through, you was on Memphis food page and you came to my page. Well, since you came to my page, if I turn on $10 a month, $100 a month on advertisement, everybody who didn't came to my page, I just run retargeting campaigns to just get you more familiar and make awareness. If I see that I can make this work and people are actually rocking with me, this shit got to be good and people got to like it. So you got to figure out what works for you.
Yep.
This is how you test it to see if your music actually works.
Exactly.
If it works, then I can say, okay, I know what worked. I know what people want to hear from me. And once I can do this, I can double down because I can create lookalike audiences for people who like my music, every interest that they in, every place that they hang out online. and now I'm hammering.
Yes.
And so now I can pump and get money behind it. But the first thing is not just go get capital. It's figure out, bust your ass, figure out, do something uncomfortable. So that way the money that you invest matters.
Yes.
It ain't, you got to break your bank, but it got to matter. Secondly, you need to still have an upward trend to where you can actually save money and then be able to invest. You ain't investing for a return naturally at this time, but can I save some of my money that comes in? Because I want us as a community to understand the importance of saving.
Yes.
And finding and money management and having those systems in place. Like, okay, I'm able to save $100 a month. That's cool. It's a good system. So often a nigga budget is whatever's in his pocket. It can't be the case. You got to be able to save and be like, this is what I have to spend. This is what I had to save. This is my budget to fuck off.
Yep.
Know that, because when the money when it comes, because y'all dreamers, the money coming, when it come, have the skill sets in place, it make you rich forever.
Yeah.
So that's where we got to that's what I would tell him. The other question was what?
Somebody got a $250,000 advance. What would you tell them how to make sure they don't ever go broke?
A $250,000 advance.
Remember, he's broke too, so he's already broke. The 250 is the most he ever had in his life.
Man, who said that? Ross said some shit. Like, man, when that money came, I kept doing what I was doing to get it.
Yes.
Whatever you was doing to get it, understand it's like the 200 ain't no money. It's exciting. It's an excitement. It's an e-pill. These niggas gave you a fucking blue chew. Like, it ain't nothing but a ball of excitement, because it's gonna go if you don't handle it right. And so if I can tell them anything, is that when that comes, is that you look to put your money in somewhere that they can't take it. So if you can word your deal, it's like, you gonna give me 200,000. I don't want you to give me 200,000 because I'm gonna pay taxes on it. How can we set it up to where I set up a holding company, and I set up and you invest into a house, and you invest in the real estate for me, or you invest in land that's gonna help me with tax write-offs. Give me land and let me put animals on it. Let me figure out how to write off some of the natural things on it, or almonds and things like that I'm donating or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can do the tax benefits from buying raw land or buying agriculture, putting certain animals on it. I don't want you to give me cash.
Yeah.
Cash is the worst thing that you can give me when I have nothing else.
Give me the first thing I'm gonna tell you. Hey man, he gotta lead the building.
Right. Telling them too much.
Oh, he getting that
Saying
information?
too much.
No. Yeah, because
If you come in as a manager and say that you want this for your artist, because I remember I got slack back from asking for health insurance for one of my artists.
Wow.
really?
Like, yeah, I wanted, like, when we do the pub deal, I was like, yo, like, yeah, he needs health insurance. He's about to have a kid. He needs to get health insurance as well. And the child needs health insurance. They were like, well, we don't really do that unless they're employees. I said, well, technically,
Right.
Employee.
he's an employee of the business.
Yep.
He's an employee. I said, so whether it's you need to send him a W-9 annually, like however you need to do it, but he needs to be on the health insurance.
They do it?
We got it. We ended up getting it, but it was like they sent us it was more so of contractors. So it was a 1090.
I'm about to say, isn't it like SAG-AFTRA? Like a lot of,
It was
yeah.
exactly. It's like you're part of the union.
yeah, you're part of the union. You got to pay the union rates though. But that's cool though.
How we retire?
That's cool though.
Who teaches artists to set up retirement accounts?
Nobody.
See what I'm
Honestly.
saying?
But that's why I wanted to talk to you, because we live in a world. Number one, as much money is in the music business, the one thing that they don't do that they should is talk about financial literacy. I say the worst thing you could do, I've seen it, give a kid his money because it's his, but knowing he ain't had shit and knowing he gonna lose his goddamn mind.
We don't have a rookie symposium. How like in the NBA you got a rookie symposium. You got to you got to go hang out. You go hang out with all the old niggas. Some of the niggas that lost bread, or some of them that are like, bro, I'm rich as hell, and this is why I'm rich. I didn't make that much when I was playing, but I knew how to invest. I knew where to put my money up. Yeah. There's nobody that does that for an artist standpoint. When an artist goes sign to a label, they're not like, oh well, all the new freshman artists that are on this major, y'all come pull up. They're like, shit, you figure you gonna sink or swim. And hopefully they hope you sink, because if you sink, you're going to be more in debt. They're going to be able to take up another option. You're going to be more in debt.
Yep. So we got to have the mindset of fuck these labels as a community. As a community,
Well,
it's fuck them.
well,
And it's not bad. Not bad.
No. By the way, you're right. It's just the thing is, and like Steve Stout just said this. He said the one thing the label can give you is the money.
Yep.
But you, like, my thing is, I will say to anybody is, how much are you willing to sacrifice for ownership?
And
how much are you willing to sacrifice to own something? Because most people that say, I need money. Okay, well, the more money you need today, the less money you get tomorrow. So what are you willing to sacrifice to own it? And do you even understand what ownership is? Because some people be so busy worried about owning something, like, and they don't even know what to do with it. Or, like, I give you an example. I've had a group. I had an act go on tour, and because of how the business is set up, I made more money on tour than they did. I made more money than they did because managers get paid gross, and artists get paid net.
Yep.
So if an artist gets a $300,000 check, his manager could get $60,000. That's 20%. Lawyer get fucking $15,000. That's 5%. So that's $75,000 gone. So they got $225,000. But you never know what else they can. But on tour, you paying for the tour bus, you paying for the tour driver, you paying for the tour manager, you paying for everybody. So if you making $300,000 on tour, your manager gets $60,000. You might walk away with $25,000 after paying everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, you are the value. So nigga, you invested, you gonna come back and make some more money than being yourself. But
Absolutely.
in the beginning, you're gonna lose money. How much are you willing to lose to win? And that's, I think, the problem that we do. When you're asking to sign to a record label, you're saying, who wants to own me? Now,
I think a great example too, like Leo Cohen said this shit, and he was like,
somebody
asked me for my masters. So he's like, this person came back to me, asked me for my masters. He was like, I can give them to you, but you don't know what the fuck to do with them. Like literally, you don't know how to do a sync
who
deal.
was it that asked for that? I remember he said the name. Was it Big Sean? It was somebody.
I forgot who the artist was, but he literally was like, he said, this motherfucker asked me for the master. He said, sure, I'll give them to you. But he said, but you don't know what the fuck to do. Like you can't tell me the verticals of generating revenue in this business. So if you don't even understand where the money's coming from, how the fuck are you gonna leverage anything that I give you of that's an asset?
Yeah,
right there, when I say fuck the label, not fuck the label as in they're bad. It's fuck them because you got to work for yourself. It's self understanding and self awareness of what we doing when we go into this partnership. I ain't never seen a nigga get with a female who could do nothing for him, who he wasn't sure had what he wanted between her legs. If I'm unsure, nigga, I ain't fucking with it. Mm-hmm. So why the fuck you get in the bed with somebody that you don't know if they got what your best interest at heart? Is that this is what you getting in here for? You laying down with a motherfucker and you don't even know like if they got what's best for me here. Bro, when you get into this situation, you have to analyze, what am I getting from it?
Yeah.
What am I taking from it? And is this in my favor? And am I properly equipped to go in here and do this? You just be like, oh no, Leo Cohen, you don't know what to do with the masters if I gave it to you. And nobody looks to say, well, nigga, why the fuck you ain't told nobody what to do with it?
that's the real thing.
So if you know that, nigga, how much you done got rich off of us, but you ain't told nobody what the fuck to do with what come.
And you don't know how much it's worth.
So
that's another thing.
It's pigeonholing it. So then they make it go on. I didn't see the full episode, but then it would say like, because I don't agree with a lot of shit that Dame say, we had a headbutt slick, right? But when he say this nigga's a culture vulture and you hear some shit like, I'll give you your masters, but you wouldn't know what to do with it. Nigga, that's education and resources that you developed only off the backs of our music and artists. It's not even just black. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about you developed this off the back of artists because I don't, what's the name of your song?
I gotta jump in. Hold on, I gotta jump in because it's something very important. Because Leo just did an interview where he said when Def Jam first started, they only had 16 points as a company.
He was pissed.
And he was pissed, but he said, I didn't have anybody to call to figure out if my deal was good or bad. Now, mind you, this is him talking about him, Russell, and Rick Rubin's deal. Mm-hmm. My problem is that, well, now if someone called, you have the answer, but you're on the other side of taking advantage. Well, you were, because he works for YouTube now. You were, though. And I think it is fucked up to say, I think that's why it's important to have somebody that understands your background.
But
because let me say this, because in my opinion, and this is no disrespect to Leo, because I fuck with Leo. I think he's actually a great executive, and I think he's smart. But in my opinion, he doesn't see his route in here into being most powerful, richest man in the business without taking advantage of you not knowing. How does he become Leo without taking advantage of you not knowing?
But it's business.
Right? It is.
So it's the same thing, and this is where I would say that where people have it fucked up, and I stand on this because he's an excellent businessman that we can learn from. Nobody gets into business to lose.
Facts.
I got in this and I took risks to help you make money, and motherfucker, I'm gonna make money. That's what it is. So what happens is you could look at that model and look and go, well, shit, he figured it out. He's figured something out on a way to make money. He can't make money if somebody else ain't making them. So it's not like, yo, he's wrong. He didn't get in the business to not make money. He got a family to feed like everybody else.
So
And the most predatory thing that the music business does, the most predatory that we never talk about, is I gave him $500, $1 million check. Him 500, and you know where I'm going. Him 500 thinks I'm $1 million in debt. He doesn't know that $1 million check gave me permission to tell everybody in his room to spend $100,000 each. You, his PR, do what you got to do. You, his marketing person, do what you got to do. Radio, do what you got to do. He doesn't know that everything that they're doing is being charged against him. Yep. He doesn't know that. So he doesn't know that. So everybody be thinking the advance they got is the debt. The advance you got is not the debt. That's the start of the debt.
Right.
That's permission to put you in more debt.
But this
Because let me tell you something, a record label can't cut nobody that's not an employee a check without charging it back to something.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to write it off. They got to charge it back. So they might be charging it to your account. Because let me tell you what I know they do. They might know, okay, cool. Jack, Juju, we going to keep him. But let's do him $500. We got to get his ass off the label. You don't know 3 months from now, they're going to drop you. So what do they do before they drop you? They unload all of the debts on you. So now, bro, this happens all the time. So now, I ain't tripping. Like, that's what they do. So now they up, because they have to write it and account it to somebody. You happen to be up the label. You probably ain't never going to recoup, and it's like, fuck it. But they needed to charge it to somebody. And that's what they're doing. So when people give you a check at a label, that's why labels don't give royalty checks. They give advances. Advances, royalty checks mean business is done. That's what I owe you. Advances mean business just started. So when I'm ready to do more business with you, instead of me saying to you, hey man, I'm gonna give you, this is what they do. I owe Chad $730,000. Chad don't know that. I know it because I got the data. Chad comes to me and says, hey man, what's going on with the next project? You want $1.5 million? He thinking, man, thank you. He don't know I'm changing the terms. And he also don't know out of that $1.5 million, I cut him $750,000 or $30,000 was already his. He don't even know that. He didn't wait. Bro, it happens to me, bro. Like people will come to me and say, you want to advance? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, hold on, what? Then you find out they give me your own money.
But see, so now when you talk about,
how you find out they giving you your own money though? Wait.
Right.
Okay, so let me tell you.
So
I want to tell you a funny story. This really happened. I just started managing the guys. It's 2007. No, 2008, I'm lying. We doing good. Nigga, I was so dumb that I thought whatever check I got was the last check. I'm a nigga from the hood. You give me a check for X amount of dollars. I'm thinking, this is it. I got to make this last. I got to make this last at least a year, So somebody comes to us, Tremaine comes to us. He works at ASCAP. He comes and he says, hey, Ray, y'all killing it. Mind you, I'm new Ray. I don't know shit. I'm like, thank you, bro. He was like, you want an advance? What? You get advance? Yeah.
Advance against your future royalties.
He doesn't say that. He says it like my nigga. Like, he is my nigga, by the way. You want to advance? Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. How much you want? I don't know. How much can I get? I got 100,000 for you. 100,000? You do 150? You know what? I got 150. Cool. This is why it's very important to hang out with the right people. I'm hanging out with Rodney Jerkins about 2-3 days later. Rodney is like, yo, nigga, I'm thinking, nigga, I'm the nigga. I just got us 150 free money. Well, Rodney is like, yo, who y'all with? Y'all with BMI? Y'all with ASCAP? We was like, we're ASCAP. He was like, oh, okay, how they treat y'all over there? Like, we good, man. They about to cut check for 150,000. He's like, 150,000? Y'all niggas need to go get DMI. I get you 1.5 million. Hold on, what? Swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck you mean? He goes to BMI and he says, yo, Rock City, we was working on Janet Jackson Discipline album. He said, working on Janet. He piping it up. He said, they got shit in the pipeline, but they doing this Janet album with me. You could get them now. So she was like, I ain't gonna lie, Rodney, 1.5 is crazy. I got 700,000 for him. They call our lawyer. This really happened. 700,000. So our lawyer is like, yo, BMI said they got 700,000. Well, fuck ASCAP.
I'm a with you.
Fuck ASCAP.
I'm out of here.
Nigga, hey, tell him drop the paperwork. Tell him send the paperwork. Cool, we gonna BMI. I call my guy from ASCAP. Yo, my nigga, what's up, bro? What's up, Ray? Yo, man, I'm leaving. What do you mean you leaving? Bro, y'all giving us 150. But Catherine about to give us 700,000. His response, Not even a half a second went by. I give you 700,000. Nigga, you. So now this is how I'm figuring out. Like I told you, when I tell you how I learn shit, this is a lesson for me. So I'm like, so you'll give us a 7. He had to make a phone call. I would have been smart enough and said, let me call you right back.
Right.
Yeah.
At least
just to play it off. He on the phone me like, 700,000. I got that. Cool.
Ray, I give you a better one.
No, I gotta finish the story. It's more to the story. He's almost done. Go back to ask. We go back to our lawyer. Our lawyer goes to Catherine and says, look, ASCAP gave him 700,000. So she said, give him 800,000. But that's it. I'm not gonna hide at 800,000, Ray. That's it. Oh shit, 800,000. Hell, hey nigga, we leaving. Call him. Yo, Tree, what's up, Ray? Man, we gotta leave ASCAP, man. Why? What's wrong? Man, they giving us 700,000. They giving us 800 now. He was like, I'll give you 800, but that's it. So I said, I'm leaving still. Cause nigga, you could have gave me 800,000 from the jump, but you didn't. And the nigga was like, you right, Ray, but I gotta be honest with you. If you leave, they gonna fire me. No, this is real talk.
That's real.
It's real talk because
it's based on market share.
Because but it's not that. He sent an email to our lawyer with the wrong date on it. So we thought we was out the deal, but we wasn't. Because you got it when you sign one of those, it's like
2 years.
It's 2 or 3 years. So he sent us the wrong year. So technically we could hold that against him and leave. But if we did, his boss will fire him. So he was like, and he was the reason why I managed them. Because he was in the room, he was like, yo, why don't y'all work together? So he was like, man, come on, Ray, don't fucking do this to me. You know you managing them. I helped you out. Nigga, you gotta stay. So I stayed.
Oh,
so at that moment, it helped me see, nigga, they know how much is in there.
Oh, Ray, it gets the shit is more wicked than that, right? So the shit, they're based on market share. And this goes into the point what BMI just did. BMI is a public traded company now, right? So
just announced they're giving out smaller royalties.
They're giving out smaller royalties, and they're a publicly traded company. So you can buy equity into other people's shit, other people's mechanical royalties, whatever, right? But let me tell you how wicked this game is, right? So you talking about the advancement, right? I'm not gonna name the artist, but one of the biggest artists in the world was like, I'm leaving such and such. I'm leaving my PRO. That's BMI ASCAP. I'm leaving my PRO. Them motherfuckers made sure they had $10 million cleared on the book to give him a $10 million check. Mind you, where's the $10 million coming from? This is based on other artists, their percentage, because they understood that this artist's catalog owned market share, and because they're competing for market share, you get what's called the gray box money, right? Gray box money is all this, like if me and you made a song and we didn't register percentages properly, and the song like happens to blow up, and it never got registered properly, nobody's getting paid ever. But that money goes into a gray box, and it stays to the gray box for 2 years. And if not collected in 2 years, that means that it's getting paid out next year. So literally, that's why they're multi-billion-dollar companies that are like, oh shit, if they don't get nobody, they're not going to chase you down about registering your music properly.
But not only that, you know why the music business is chasing? You know why the music business is chasing artists the way they are? Because artists are getting more money than they're supposed to right now. Artists don't even understand how the labels get paid. So this how Spotify. I'm about to say, I'm about to air them out.
Oh, no,
air them out. It's about to air niggas out. It's about to air niggas out. Watch this.
Let's do it.
Universal?
No, I'm gonna tell you. So Universal, Warner Music Group, and Sony, the three majors, made a deal with Spotify.
Okay.
The deal with Spotify says Spotify has to give them 70% of their revenue. 70% of whatever Spotify makes, they have to give it 70% of their revenue. It's not stream for stream. That's what people don't get. People think it's stream for stream. It's not stream for stream. It's not 0.004 per stream. If Spotify made 100 billion and nobody streamed anything that quarter, Spotify still has to cut them 70 billion. Regardless of how many streams you got, is baked in. Now, here's why labels are bidding. Because the 70 billion, let's say it's 100 billion. Let's round it off. Let's say it's 100 billion. By the way, I can give you a real number. It's about 2 billion every 90 days. So for the sake of this conversation, let's say 1 billion because it's an easy number. So they give the music industry 1 billion. Okay, Universal, you guys have 49% of the market share. So you guys get 490 million. It's not about how many streams you got. It's about market share compared to others. So it's like, if there was 100 million streams, how many of the 100 million were yours?
Got it.
So here's another thing that's very important to know about the music business. Here's another thing very important to know about the music business is that no artist has the same deal.
Correct.
So labels, so let's say him 500, he owns his shit. He get 80% of his money. you in a royalty deal, you get 16% of your money, right? It's just how deals are set up. So that's why back in the day, Jay-Z album might cost $19.99 and your album might cost $7.99. The deals are different. The deals are different. So now it's whether I'm streaming the worst song in history or a Taylor Swift record, the music industry sees it as the same.
Yep.
So they got it. So Universal got 490 million. Warner got 31%, so they got 310 million. The other percentage, the other 29 or whatever it was, 28 goes to Sony. Now, Sony gets, let's go Universal. Universal got 500 million. Now, Universal is like, Def Jam, you got 7% of that 500 million. So I'm gonna give you 35 million to Def Jam. So I'm gonna give you Island, you got 17%. I'm gonna give you this. So these labels, so here's where it gets tricky though. So these labels are getting cut money every 90 days, but they're not giving royalty checks out.
Cause they got to pay the keep the lights on.
Because they got to keep the lights on. So this is what they do. So this is what they do. They say, all right, we got to allot this money. Let's give $500 million to our biggest artist. Let's give Drake $500 million. Drake don't even know he's probably making them $1 billion a year.
Because of
but guess what they do when they give them $500 million? They say, we're going to give you $500 million, but we need more albums.
We need 7.
Drop it however you want. So think about it. There was a point in time where Drake dropped an album every 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And in the last 2.5 or 2 years since he signed that deal, he probably dropped like 5 albums. Now he releases a statement saying, I'm burnt out. Because he not dropping at his own pace now. He's dropping at their pace. But he doesn't know that $500 million they gave him, they owed it to him. They probably owed him $1 billion. They said, we're gonna give you $500 million, but can you give us more music? So it's kind of like, I got your money behind my back, but I'm gonna tell you, I'll give it to you if you give me a kiss. Nigga, it's my money.
Yeah.
So no one is not presenting it like that. They present it like, we want to re-up your deal. You ain't giving me nothing but what's owed to me. So they re-ing up the deals, giving new terms. They'll say to you, you got your masters back. That's how they do. You know, like, it's a dirty game. They'll say to you like, so you ever heard an artist like, it was a superstar, got 20-something million. And mind you, he wasn't on his decline. He wasn't at the tip, he was down here. So I was like, how the fuck can they give him $20 million? Oh, dumbass. He's bringing in market share every fucking month from his back catalog.
Yep.
He got 40 million fucking monthly listeners from his back catalog. So
keep
they
the
say to
lights on.
you, here's your master's back, superstar. You deserve it. But they stack $20 million in debt on top of it. And now they can say, yo, Juju, go find other opportunities. Tamir, go find opportunities. So now you're 30 million in debt. So do you really own your motherfucking masters? Or you got to call them to write them a check to pay it? So when you start understanding how dirty the game is, from my perspective, it's like, so for me, it's like, it's really frustrating because y'all are getting outsmarted by niggas that aren't even good. At least put on the show for a nigga. Like, at least if you signed to L.A. Reid or Jimmy Iovine, it feel like you just got drafted into the fucking NBA, and now it's like it's a party. These motherfuckers are saying, "Here's $300K, bye."
But that's how we were. So I bring that story back to what distro, like why distro wins, right? The reason we were able to get Superstar Pride to have the #1 song in the country, right? Literally, and #1 song at radio. Literally, when Superstar Pride was, there was a bidding war. One label's like, "Oh, we got $1 million for you." Another label, $2 million, XYZ. Okay, cool. Y'all got all that for me. He said he met with Stout. He said, how can you help me? He said, well, first of all, your shit ain't cleared yet. He said, hold on, let me call Diddy. Called Diddy at dinner. Diddy cleared the record instantly. He said, if you sign with Side, I clear it. Cool, done. Hold on. Beyond that, he said, okay, we about to take the record radio. I'm gonna advance you on what I know you're gonna generate in the next 6 months from radio. So I'm not, and mind you still own your shit, but we're gonna give you bread on top of what you know you're about to generate. So you're not coming taking a loan. This is your money. So now it's a different conversation now where you're like, okay, I got the #1 song. Mind you, radio checks. Ray will tell you what a mechanical look like from radio.
What it look like?
This is how.
Is it good or bad?
Right.
It's the only way you make money.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something funny.
You can get a publishing deal.
You could produce
deal with a #1 song on radio.
I give it to him. Not the smallest. The 3 main for black people is urban, rhythmic, pop. That's what you want to be on those charts. There's urban AC, but that's very small. If you produce a song on Lil Baby album or anybody that went 5 times platinum, 5 times platinum, And Juju had a song that went #1 on radio. He didn't sell one album. He made more money than you. Same percentages.
#1 on radio
meaning #1 on urban panel. On an urban panel. So a #1 record on an urban panel is worth about 250 to 350,000. A #1 record on a rhythmic panel is worth about 500,000 to 750,000. A #1 record on pop radio is worth about 750,000 to $1 million to beyond, depending on how big it goes. And that's only radio royalties, by the way.
And that's also depending on the time frame. It's been up there because you got records that have been on. If it's been on the radio for 16 weeks, now you start doing the math on what that looks like. That's 4 months.
So it's better on how you place your music and what you crafted, where it sits at even matters on.
Let me tell you something. What I'm saying to you is that it's better to make hits that get to an audience of radio, because the only reason why I have all of this and I'm able to do what I do is because we went to radio. And that's why I only want to work with, if somebody called me now to work on something for the album, I ain't the nigga to call. Like, we got this, like, it was funny. We got the City Girls album. I got the single though. The record with her and Kim Petras, I'm gonna get paid from that. So even if the album sold 6,000 copies total, if they worked that record at radio, I made my money. If you on the album,
it's smooth sailing, brother.
Nigga, hey,
good luck.
You gonna get that little $8,000 check? You gonna get that little $8,000 check? What? You gonna be mad as a motherfucker? So a lot of people don't understand how the money works in the music. They're so busy. They understand how their money comes, but they don't understand how the money comes. So they don't understand. That's why I like what you do. They don't understand the other aspects of it. They don't understand the other ways of making money. They just don't. And no one is teaching them because everybody's robbing and raping and getting robbed.
So what changes it over from, so let's just say, what's the difference from making a song sit on the pop side versus the urban side?
The pop side is all audience. That's why I said urban is worth less than pop, because urban you might get 15 million audience on a #1.
The music. What I'm saying is like this, because this is 100% me being predatory at this point now. If I'm putting shit out and it's cool, it's classic beats that we put it to, do I take pop songs, put a little bit of bass to it, so that way I can create pop music? Because I'm still putting a message out to my people, but does not mean that if I go do, what's a big pop song? A pop song that
Jungkook 7.
Huh?
Okay, Miley
Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
Right. So I do a Miley Cyrus. When them niggas did them songs, making my way downtown. So imagine, does that still consider pop, or do they put them on urban because?
Oh, pop is a trick, because pop is just popular. So the reality is that pop is more based on two things. It's based on the person singing it more than anything, and the second thing is based on how the audience feels about it. So Bad and Bougie sounds like a urban record, but because it got big, it became a pop record. So for example, we did Lotto's Big Energy, right? It was that's like the way we did it's like science. So it's like you hear the beat, it's like dun 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 dun. But when you hear her rap, I could tell you got big dick energy. We know Taylor Swift ain't saying that. We know ain't nobody white saying that. So the audience knows this is being played on pop radio, but that's a nigga. Very important, because if you lose, that's a whole nother side of it. If you lose that part, you've literally lost the entire black audience. Now you're Jason Derulo.
Here we go. Here we go. Well,
now, Flow Rider. By the way, very rich guys, but they can't make no money for black people. So it by the way, it's so many layers to this music shit and how the money flows. That's kind of why I did this show, because you start realizing how many people don't know. But it's my only thing I would tell any artist is, what are you willing to give up for ownership? What are you willing to give up? Because you either gonna get paid in the front or you're gonna get paid in the back. Now, how much do you believe in yourself? Because if you take a big advance, you basically saying, shit, y'all gotta figure out how to get y'all money back.
Facts.
Or you could say, give me nothing. Like Jason Weaver did on fucking Lion King. They said $2 million of royalties. I'll take the royalties. Give me 100,000, I'll take the royalties. He probably makes $1 million a year from the movie alone. So it's just, the point is that people like you have to be in it. People like me have to be in it, because we are information seekers. And then we're not hoarders. we get the information and we want to share it. We want to help you guys see it. But me and you could be on the corner saying, yo, here's our 10-step plan on how to get rich in music. On that corner. And it's another nigga on the corner saying, I'm going to get you all the bitches, the money, the everything, the jury. And they're going to run to that corner.
Yes.
That's why I said, why you want to be in it? When you start realizing these niggas just want a chain and a fine bitch. Like, you trying to build generational wealth. They don't even think it's possible, which then is a whole nother level, because that means you don't believe in yourself. Because if you believed in yourself, Jay-Z believed in himself, and look at him. Ye believed in himself, and look at him. But the nigga that's like, give me the money now. And by the way, I can admit, when we first took our first check, I didn't really believe. I didn't believe it because I never saw it, just being honest. But I also thought that was the last check I was going to get, so I honored it. But when I realized we had royalties coming in, what?
Change things.
Yeah.
Nigga, I gave up half my company. Half my company I gave up because of a nigga knew some information I didn't know. It wasn't working in my favor, but somebody gave me a joint venture, and in the joint venture they gave me, he said, because you're new, the only way I can justify the joint venture is you have to give me half of your revenue from Radar. So I'm like, but he was giving me 10 grand a month. So I'm thinking, I could take this 10 grand, and now I know I'm straight for the next 3 years, however the deal is. That's how I'm thinking, because I'm a nigga from the hood. And then when we did the deal, I'm thinking to myself, I ain't gonna lie, Marcus, I'm thinking to myself like, shit, I don't know how you gonna get this money back.
You're gonna have to catch
the
me
nigga
in
tells me, because the paper's signed, nigga, I get 10,000 on the first of every month, nigga. I tell my girl, I'm like, we good for the next 3 years. And then he comes to me and he tells me, you guys have 469,000 in royalties coming. Mind you, something very important to add. The deal was with Universal. Rock City is signed to Universal. So he was like, y'all got 469,000 coming. My percentage of that was 49,000. Their percentage was 49,000. And then he went and renegotiated the deal and got an advance against the money, and he got his money back immediately.
Oh.
But I had
that plan from the beginning.
He did. But the one thing he did do that I appreciate is he gave me the opportunity to build my own assets. So I wound up owning it because it was a joint venture. So he's basically like, you can sign people. So I signed writers that wrote songs for Trey Songz. I got writers that wrote songs for Justin Bieber. These are songs that I own for the rest of my life, but I had to give up my company for 2 years. I got the shit back, by the way. I got it back. Yeah. I think I'm a hustler, but I'm just saying I didn't know.
I did the same, but I did the same shit when I did a JV with Orchard. I literally gave up a percentage. I gave them a percentage of the company to they took like 15%, and they were like, "But your starting capital, we give you have overhead of $3.5 million for the next 3 years." So, and you break that down to marketing as well as overhead. I was like, duh, nigga, like you about to give me money to help me run a company? Like,
but you know,
50% of we building this shit together. This ain't my fucking end all be all.
Yeah. By the way, if I was you, I would start a label, a distribution company, and my offering would be, give me a percentage of all revenue, but I'm gonna teach you how to make money and build your own shit. And I promise you'll make more money doing it that way, because you're gonna attract your tribe. And right now, everybody just wants money and clout. And we're losing so bad.
You will literally have a nigga like me be like, I'm gonna sign to you. I'm gonna sign with you.
Yeah.
And you distribute my music. Why? Because I've been in that space where I've made $100+ million, but I don't know how I made it.
But not only that, bro. Let me tell you how bad fucked up the game is. You got Kanye West, who's probably one of the biggest artists of all time, out here looking for a distribution deal because he pissed some people off. Think about that. Think about how powerful that, like, Kanye West is looking for a distribution deal.
Crazy.
That's for somebody to put his music up.
To put it, like, nigga, you are Kanye. But that's because they don't have minds like you. That's another thing that I feel like needs to be said. Most people in the music business, and I can admit because I was once one, are slaves. I didn't start feeling free until last year. But most niggas are slave to the dollar. They need that money coming in, and they gonna fucking lose because they need money. And when you need money, you usually blow it, and you need more now than you blow it. Then that it's a never-ending cycle, and you in all this debt, and they like, we own you, bitch. You ain't going no motherfucking where.
And that's where we got to get into the side where we start controlling our narrative.
Yes.
Absolutely, we got to control the narrative, and it's not as hard as we think it is. When you are the product, you got full control because you choose what happens.
But that's because you're a businessman. That's why I'm trying to tell you. You can, like, I woke up, my company was always called Radar. I named my new company LYI, which stands for Leverage Your Influence. Because working on the inside, you realize how much influence they don't have. So you start realizing, like, it's almost like you dream to go be a banker, and then you realize these niggas is just lame as fuck. Like, who you take advantage of today? And you like, no, I want. That's what this is.
I was the banker.
Yeah.
Right.
Niggas is glorified salesmen. I thought they knew some shit. No. Like you get inside information, anything. You don't know shit. Like you just realistically sell accounts and understand how to work the system that they allow you to work. You sit there, you pretty much just do administrative work. It's not crazy and like informative, and they know things. They don't know shit.
Nobody does. I went to work at the inside of a label, and I realized that nobody knows shit. It made me feel so good, but then it made me panic because I'm like, we in trouble.
Somebody knows something.
No, I promise you.
Listen, if you run a business, somebody at the top.
M500, I'm telling you.
The niggas that know shit.
They don't know.
Niggas that know shit are not.
Oh my God, it's so scary.
Like, so the difference is, and I don't hate to keep bringing it up like this, but the reason we're at United, the reason I made United Masters, I could have went to any label. I'm at United Masters because we're building the label business. We're building what the new label looks like in the future, right? Where it's like when you go inside these buildings, they hire a bunch of people that are like, okay, I can plug into a system that's helping keep selling my back catalog.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. They know who to hire. Who hires them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the game is they're playing keep away. And that's why I said the business needs to be cleansed over the next 18 months because if they were playing keep away and we were winning, who cares? But y'all are playing keep away and we ain't even fucking getting nothing to keep away. How are we gonna? You know what I'm saying? So now you start looking at it like, it's like imagine it's like I take care of my entire family with this. So the only way I can describe it is imagine you're getting on a plane and the pilot is like, you know how to fly this motherfucker? I'm like, yeah. Hold on. Do you? Shit. I'm gonna figure it out. Let's go.
I've learned that as I go.
I'm getting the fuck off this plane.
Oh my God.
If you don't get me the fuck off this plane.
Yo, I know somebody who got an A&R, and the A&R don't understand social media.
That's almost a shame at this moment.
And I said, they like,
get a job.
You should be the A&R. I said, I don't work for nobody. It gotta make sense. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing to make $100,000. I don't give a fuck what it is. Like, I'm not doing it. I can consult.
Yeah,
that's a consultant fee. It's $100K. Like for me to dive in and break everything down.
Yeah,
not fucking worrying about another motherfucker. Like building and trying to sell somebody. That shit don't make sense.
So I gotta ask you one question. This is a question for me, by the way. I'm just curious. What do you decide in your arsenal to charge for? And what do you decide to give away? How do you make that decision?
I give everything away. It don't even matter. I can tell you everything. What happens is that, like you said, Jay-Z was different because the nigga worked. I work. I can give you everything today. And what'll happen is that they say, hey, I tell people what to do. I mentioned go high level. I mentioned Facebook pixels. I mentioned different ways to monetize on social media, different pages, everything that happens. And what happens is that instead of somebody taking this information, writing it all down, and taking 2 to 3 weeks to go figure it out, and taking $200 and go put some posts up and see what happens, actually YouTubing how to set up a Meta business account, how to place a pixel on their Instagram that will take them, if you don't know shit, it'll take you an hour. So it take me an hour to figure that out. Okay, I got that done. Let me see what go high level is. Let me see how this works. It's a robust system, and that probably would take me, let's say 8 hours of just fucking around because it's technical a little bit. But you can YouTube a lot of this shit, so you go back and forth. Instead, nigga go, how much for you to just come do it for me?
That's what I was about to say. They really paying for access to you curating it specifically for them because they don't want to take the time to figure it out.
Because of lack of confidence in something that you've never done. And I understand that.
Me too.
So you have to develop your confidence, and over time, that confidence comes.
Yes.
That's why things are provided, like why I provide things like my university. Because like, okay, here go all the resources, but here go other people who's doing it. So you can ask them for reassurance. I'm not at a point where you can call me and say, hey, did I do this right?
Yes.
I'm not doing that. Like, you can't take me out of my schedule to ask me about, hey, is this proper accounts to put on my credit report? Like, bro, like you can't do that. Like, I'm not answering. I'm not responding to that. We got things in place for that.
Yes.
See, email.
Yes.
But so that's the point where it's like I will give everything away, but what happens is that people who qualify and say, yo, nah, I got budget, we got everything in place. Shit, if it costs $100,000 to come sit down, you gonna build all my shit out, help me build my campaigns and bring my resources, take it, because I know I can make $1 million off of it. So then it becomes a different conversation with the people who can actually approach me about it. We ain't having that conversation on, yeah, I ain't got no money.
Yes.
No, you don't talk to me if you don't got no money. You got to put work in.
I have a question, and then we're going to go to making the cut. One question. So they say dinner with Jay-Z or $500K. My question to you is what number is it? Dinner with him 500 or this much? What number would you want your name to be compared to? I think Boosie said 20,000. No, and Soulja Boy, they said $300 in food stamps. Like, what's your number where you like?
Dinner with him 500 or this
Yes.
amount of money, that would be a comparison that make people like.
That you would say, I would, like, I still go me, but that's what I think it's worth.
50K. 50K. I would just say 50K because it's only so much you're going to get out of a dinner.
So dinner with him 500 or 50K? We're going to ask that question when we drop this episode.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Or
I like that.
50K.
You want to see where their head is at?
Yeah.
So we have this game we play called Making the Cut, where we give you 3 options. You have to pick one to sign, pick one to put in development, and you have to pick one to drop, to cut. But you have to say, I'm going to cut them. And if you don't want to cut them because you want to be politically correct, which I don't think you have to, because these ain't going to be, well, I got an idea. I'm going to text this right now. But I want to ask you,
Yeah.
and you got to pick. And if you don't want to pick, we have a nonprofit that we've partnered with called the Creative Academy for kids who want to be in the music business. And we have 3 kids from the Creative Academy that won Grammys. Like, it's a real program. So it's a real program. So you ready?
Yep.
Let's get into Making the Cut. Just make sure you understand the rules and let's get into it. Okay, here we go.
Now,
I
I'm
love the
excited
kids.
for this one.
I love the kids,
Uh-oh.
but I'm just not built for the
Ooh, he
not
said he's
being able
standing
to.
on business.
No, let's go.
They
So
always
I want to make it known he ain't in here, but all these are put to us by Jack.
Okay.
Burgundy Jack makes this list. He tries to trick you, and we made it for you specifically. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So let me start music because I want to keep it, and then I want to throw it off. All right, cool. Too Short, E40, Mac Dre.
Signing Mac Dre. I'm developing 40 and I'm cutting short.
Is there a reason
I
why?
got 16 hours with me on the front.
Is there a reason why you want to say your reason? Or you just
I cut short. Legend. He already got a word. He took a whole word. He out of there. It's different. He out of there. He's on,
okay, cool. All right, so hold on. Here we go. Let's go this. Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, The Game.
Sign. So is it in this instance where they at now, or is this
It's
like
you. It's you,
All right, fuck
and
it.
it's your enterprise, and who
It's
you want on your
500
enterprise.
enterprises.
I'm a sign Snoop. No, I'm a sign Kendrick.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm signing Snoop. Damn, I'm signing Snoop. Snoop, the biggest artist and one of the biggest famous names in the world.
But you're also looking at it from the hindsight. This is just your preference or what you like.
Just for
Because
their
Mac
music.
Dre wasn't big in the Too Short, but that's who you like.
Oh, in that case, on music that I like, I'm signing The Game. I'm developing Kendrick and I'm cutting Snoop.
Cutting. Whoa. Whoa.
Cut Snoop.
You said it's off of who I like.
No,
Listen,
it's based on you.
The game. Music is different for me growing up. I grew up listening to that. Kendrick is of now, and Snoop is a legend of respect, but his relevance into my life of me listening to music is not there.
That makes sense.
Okay, so like I said, Jack comes up with these, so you understand where we're
I
going.
like the disclaimer.
Y'all can get these
Okay, no,
comments
that's it's funny.
crazy.
American Express, Visa, or MasterCard.
There's only one answer.
Easy. Sign American Express, you develop MasterCard, and you cut Visa.
Why?
Because Visa ain't worth shit.
See, Visa, y'all need to pay this man so he
Right,
can give y'all
hello?
some credit. or hire him as a consultant to help y'all turn y'all shit around. Because his voice carries. All right, cool. Navy Federal, Chime,
Or ally.
Ally.
I'm signing Navy Federal.
Okay.
Developing Ally, because they cut a bag to the culture, and I'm going to cut Sean.
See, we fucking with Ally now. I didn't know they cut back to the culture. I fuck with Ally.
We had allies one of our partners.
For real?
Yeah.
That was a flex.
Earn Your Leisure, we had ally.
That was a flex. You
Ally.
just flexed on us. You just flexed
Yeah,
on us.
little
Stop.
sprinkle.
Ally fuck with Ally fuck with Ally.
I fuck with the people.
Yeah, for the people.
All right, cool. Hold on. I got
Never heard of them before they did the Earn Your Leisure shit.
Oh wow,
so.
this is actually
that's why it's
interesting.
important for people
This is
to know.
actually interesting because it's books. You're a big reader? Pretty sure you are.
Have it.
All right. 48 Laws of Power, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon.
That's
Okay, Burgundy Jack over there doing his homework.
All right.
I still don't stutter.
I
I'm
know
going to
that.
sign 48 Laws of Power.
Yes.
I'm going to develop The Richest Man in Babylon.
And then Rich Dad Poor.
And I'm cutting 48 Laws of Power. I mean, I'm cutting Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
yeah.
Because my rich dad's so dope and my poor dad smoke crack. So it's a difference.
All right, so let me ask you, are you into sports?
A little bit.
Okay, a little bit. No, we ain't go there then. 'Cause I got sports for everything. I'm going to go back to music. Jay-Z, Kanye West, Drake.
Man, I'm a Gemini and I don't even want to do yay like that. But I'm signing Hove. I'm developing Drake and I'm cutting yay.
I love when people get quiet.
Why did you pick Drake over Kanye? I just asking why.
I'm running with Drake. Yay a legend in so many different aspects, but overall humanity, being able to build and do things that I could develop and go the long haul with. I'm staying with his temperament, his development with his team, how they got their organization set is dope. I rock with it. I rock with whole business acumen and what he was able to build and things like that. Ye is a legend, no disrespect, but you know.
I got one. Roth IRAs, life insurance,
I like it. Let's go.
Yeah.
or trust.
God, okay, easy. Sign the trust. It's over. Sign the trust. Then I'm gonna go with. You said Roth IRAs or life insurance. You put that fucking trust out there because that was automatic. You have to go with it. You just put a Roth IRA versus life insurance. I'm gonna go with life insurance, and I'm gonna cut. the
Okay,
Roth
well
IRA.
let's take trust out.
No, I did it.
Here it does.
Trust-
You get- hold on,
trust
Juju.
was easy.
I
Trust was
got some
easy.
for. I got some good ones for him. I got two good ones for you. Robert Smith, Bob Johnson, Tyler Perry, 3 black billionaires.
Billionaires.
Bob Johnson started BET.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm signing Tyler Perry
Virgos.
off the rip. His cultural relevance is out of this world.
There we go.
So I'm signing him because of his cultural relevance and connection to us as a people. I gotta develop Robert L. Smith because now he fucking with us. So since he's embracing in and really tuning in, and you know, I'm gonna cut Bob Johnson.
I got two more. All right. First one. As a businessman, just businessman, Jay-Z, Puff, 50 Cent. Businessman.
Signing Jay-Z, developing 50, cutting Puff. Ow, easy.
Ooh. Why?
Huh?
Why? I need to hear why.
What you mean why?
You know.
What we gotta say?
Tell me why.
The first two niggas that I named really ain't missed.
Okay.
Good fucking point.
Puff has missed.
Okay.
He do his thing, legend, but he's missed.
Okay. All right. Last
He
one.
got fucked on that alcohol deal and shit like that. Like you missed.
Deleon.
Last one. Mr. 2 Weeks Out, Neo DeViso, and Alex Good Energy.
But you asked me strictly on businessman on them. What was this one based off of?
Whatever you want. You know it better than everybody here.
He like, hold on, I need some
Because
more.
I'm just trying to trap you to see if you go. If you want to play, or you could just pay the $20 to the kids.
So I'm gonna pay the $20 to the kids.
$20 to the kids, guys.
I'm still gonna answer the question.
Okay.
I'm gonna sign Neo. I'm gonna develop Jason. And I'm gonna cut Alex.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Not the
I'm gonna sign Neo. This nigga's he's a workhorse, like a motherfucker.
He is. I love Neo.
Jason is more so he's the glue, like he's a secret weapon that is untapped, like the resources, the relationship bull that does everything that just needed just to pull up, cut Alex, because that's a nigga that can fend for himself. Some people better independent.
Gotcha.
100%.
Okay. Give it up for making the cut, guys.
Yeah,
We'll play making the cut. That was good. He answered every
played it
question.
safe, though,
He answered, no. He stood on it. That's what I
He
like.
did, yes.
So we have a last segment we call credit check, where we give someone in like yourself a chance to shout out 2 to 3 unsung heroes in your development into becoming who you are. Just like 3 names that you're like, man, these people really.
Into my development.
Yep. To who you are, any way you see it.
Okay, like parents don't count.
You can say, I mean, some people say parents, but you can say whatever you want.
Because I think I take it into an aspect of like people that don't know they had contributions.
Yes.
A crazy one is T from Exclusive Game. I mention this shit a lot. That gold fucking Ferrari.
Yes.
Was a statement and a symbolism that like I can do it.
Yeah.
When I first came to Atlanta, when I came out to Atlanta, seeing that, and then seeing it everywhere, it helped me with branding. So why my cars and shit, when I started rapping my cars, making them it was a statement. So you knew who it was when you see me.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I felt like I got a play out of his book, like, because that was something I always remember. Got other cars, doper and everything, but
the gold Lamborghini, you know
Ferrari,
it. If you see it,
you don't, you remember it.
Yeah, you don't, you know it.
So that's one. Another unsung hero. People that's impacted me. Bro, there's so many people that's contributed. I say like, could it be like the members of my community?
Whatever you want.
Like the members of my community, it's so many that have carried the torch by leading by example from executing. The people who comment on my posts is like the unsung heroes because y'all keep me going. Like those are the people who keep me motivated, but the people that share results.
Yes.
Those that go out and come back with results from like, yo, I watched you on the Guy show and you said this, that, and the third. Nigga, you was lying when you said we wasn't gonna do the work. Nigga, I did it.
Yeah.
Those are like the unsung heroes because that makes me keep going.
Motivation.
But it also inspires other people when they see it to say, okay, you made it. My story don't count no more. Nobody cares if I go get a new car. Nobody cares I go get a new house. Nobody cares if I get a credit card. But for somebody who coming from their environment shows the results and be like, this is what I was able to do, it inspires so many people. So those is like another person that's like an unsung hero. And then another unsung hero, shit, my nieces, last one. I got a niece now that is studying in Paris. I sent her to school abroad, but that fucking, to be that courage, to have that much courage, to go to France and study, like, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
She left, went to SCAD, from SCAD, she's like, yo, we got the ability the opportunity to go study abroad. A lot of people will freeze up to leave your household. She come out of house at, what is it, 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she come out of house at 8.
Wow.
And to be able to go by yourself and do that, it take a lot of courage. So that's one of the people that kind of helped me stay on my toes to be like, yo, keep going.
That's dope.
Perfect. So, Tamara, well, I got to ask one question. I know it's like really quick. I'm just curious because you said car. And if I'm an artist, I just signed a deal and I want to buy a car, pay it off cash, lease it, finance. Which one would you say?
Good question.
It depends on how we going to play this game. Because this where it just come to level of understanding. I'm never going to tell you to pay it off cash. But financing it to pay it off and hold on to it has its benefits and perks.
Yes.
Leases have their benefits and perks as well, but it depends on what car it is, how we can play with the taxes, where we can put it at in the business, right? Because I believe in like every business doesn't win.
Yeah.
So you may start a touring company that does not become profitable. Like when you said something earlier about people going on the road and they managers get this, like I'd rather start my own touring company, take the money, put it in a touring company, and some of my touring expenses may be, hey, for the next 6 months, I know I'm going to be on road. This vehicle is now my touring vehicle, so I financed it. And as I finance this vehicle, I make it my touring company. And as it's my touring business, I go out, wrap it, put things on there to do lead generation. So now I put a QR code on there. So as we out in the vehicle going along the road, you see my face in the QR code, and I'm collecting data everywhere I'm at. So that way I'm collecting that data, understanding the analytics of the people who's tuning in, who's tapping in with me. So I use that as a gauge to see who's aware of my brand. So I'm going to finance that car under a leasing company, under my touring company as a write-off, making sure it matches. If you want a foreign, you got to go with like a G-Wagon, a Lamborghini truck. These are things a Bentley truck, these are things that you can actually write off. But outside of just writing it off, you put it into play to where it becomes an asset, not just, hey, I got a nice car, motherfucker, just to say I got one.
That was real game. That wasn't just like, hey, pick one. He told you how to do it, what the register it as. Okay. I usually ask, because this is the God Show, it stands for GOATs and Underdogs. So I usually would ask you, like, do you consider yourself a GOAT or underdog? But I feel like you're kind of in this weird place because you're like the GOAT of credit, but you're kind of the
You can ask him. Let him set it how you want. Ask him. Let him set it how you want it.
Well, I want to ask, like, when is your mission complete?
When I die.
Like
This shit till death.
Ooh, okay, so I'm still gonna ask the question: do you consider yourself a GOAT or underdog?
Shit, I'm a GOAT.
I know that's right.
GOAT, 100%.
And why? Why do you think it's what do you think makes you a GOAT?
I'm a crack baby.
That is not what I thought the answer was gonna be.
No, that's to be honest. After that, there's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say.
I'm here. It's over.
So I'm gonna tell you. I gotta tell you something. We don't let people sit on a God Show on the blue couch unless we consider them a GOAT anyway. So today you've been GOATed.
Yeah,
that's what we do here.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
So I appreciate you for coming. Thank you for showing up. We celebrate you. You are a hero out here, and we appreciate you. And if everybody's following, y'all see why I want to interview this man. I think that y'all understood too. Like Absolutely. It's like I like the deep dives you go. So before we get out of here, I want to shout out our sponsors. Shout out to Yoko Vodka. Shout out to Tote and Carry. Shout out to Hen 500 for being on the show. And shout out to my co-host, Tamira, a girl from Harlem, and my cousin Juju. And this is the God Show, and we are out.
Woo, deuces.